The appropriation amendment request is for a total sum of 106 trillion 161 billion 499,052 naira only for capital expenditures and 43 billion 870 million 592,044 naira only for recurrent expenditures. I therefore request the National Assembly to make the above amendments without increasing the budget deficit. I urge you to roll back some of the 887 billion, some of the 887.99 billion naira of projects earlier inserted in the budget by the National Assembly to accommodate these amendments. However, following the suspension of the PMS subsidy removal, the 2022 budget framework has been revised to fully provide for PMS subsidy. An additional provision of 2.557 trillion naira will be required to fund the petroleum subsidy in 2022. Consequently, the Federation account main pool revenue for the three tiers of government is projected to decline by 2 trillion naira, while federal government's share from the account is projected to reduce by 1.05 trillion naira. Therefore, the amount available to fund the federal government budget is projected to decline by 969.09 billion naira. Aggregate expenditure is projected to increase by 45.85 billion naira due to additional domestic debt service provision of 102.5 billion naira net of the reductions in statutory transfers by 56.67 billion naira as follows. NDDC by 12.61 billion naira from 102.78 billion naira to 90.18 billion naira. NEDC by 5.90 billion naira from 48.08 billion naira to 42.18 billion naira. UBEC by 19.06 billion naira from 112.9 billion naira to 93.21 billion naira. Basic Health Care Fund by 9.54 billion naira from 56.14 billion naira to 46.60 billion naira. And NASENI by 9.54 billion naira from 56.14 billion naira to 46.60 billion naira. Total budget deficit is projected to increase by 1.01 trillion naira to 7.40 trillion naira, representing 4.01% of GDP. The incremental deficit will be financed by new borrowings from the domestic market.